There you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Have fun. See you later.
Bye.
Don't you have fun, me. Okay, do you want to count down?
Who's saying it this time?
You are.
Okay. Yep. Wait.
Yeah. Fold. You're all fluffed and folded. Okay.
Okay. Countdown.
1. I like your glasses.
Thank you.
Those are super cute.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
Hi, and welcome to Wisdom from a Bathroom Stall.
I'm Linda,
I'm Darcy.
and we're happy to have you guys with here with. Da, 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 da. Okay,
Take 2.
1, 2.
Hello, and welcome to Wisdom from a Bathroom Stall.
I'm Linda,
I'm Darcy.
and we're glad to have you guys here with us today. Let's go into a little bit about why we haven't been here for a while.
Okay.
I've been having some health issues, but nothing really compared to what Darcy's been cooking up in her person. What do you have going on? How are things now? I actually did not ask her this today, so this is the real deal.
Oh yeah, it is. I feel better. They gave me doxycycline, and so that kind of. I ended up having like pneumonia from a bacterial infection. There was something in my right lung now.
So is that related to the plant you were growing in your other lung?
That's still there.
Okay.
I'm not sure how it came about, but it was starting to hurt to breathe. So I went in and they gave me that, and now they did a CT scan past Monday. So, and now I'm just waiting.
It was Monday, and you still haven't heard from your doctor?
Nope.
He needs a good what for. But you feel okay?
I'm better. I still get really tired. I didn't know I had pneumonia.
Yeah.
All I knew was I was tired and chilly.
Oh.
But I feel better, but still tired.
Still tired.
Yeah.
So you've been gardening much. I assume that's suffering a bit.
That actually everything's growing now, so I don't have as much to do.
No
Except
harvest yet?
It's starting.
Okay.
Yeah. The corn is high, very high, like up to my shoulders.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of corn?
I think so.
For you guys?
Yeah, for us, yeah. It's
That's
an
cool.
experiment, so
That's cool. I hope you like it. Hope it turns out good.
yeah. I'll try and grab some pictures.
Okay.
Add on.
Yeah. Where are the pictures?
I haven't taken any.
You could send Denon out. Take some pictures.
He lives in Wisconsin.
Wow.
Anyway,
I don't really have anything new, at least nothing I can really report on yet. Vitamin D thing seems to be going a little bit better. I had my first visit with a trauma therapist,
good.
and I'm really excited to be going. I really like the woman. It's very close to my house, and I was drippy-eyed the whole time, but not full-on
Good.
sobbing. So, I don't know. I can't tell you what a catalyst is for anybody else to finally decide to go do that. And I should have done it years and years ago. I can tell you what my breaking point was, and it could have been anything really.
Mm-hmm.
But it was someone being upset with me, and I can't control how other people feel, and that's a little bit of the problem. Is that then I also have a very hard time controlling how I react to things. So because I always go to this deep dark hole where I think everybody hates me, nobody likes me, guess I'll just go eat worms. No, I think everything is such this permanent, someone's mad at me, they're going to always be mad at me, or they can't stand to be around me, they hate me. And some of that has been very true. I've had some really unfortunate incidences
Yeah, that
with
happened.
people being very vocal about how much they dislike me or really demonstrative about how much they dislike me. And I take that to heart instead of just saying, oh, well, it's not a relationship for me. I figure there must be these humongous flaws in me.
Yeah.
So there was one of late, but it wasn't really their fault. It was my reaction to it. And it was like a breaking point for me. And I thought I had that a couple years ago, but it wasn't. It was this.
Yeah.
And it was not wanting to live like this anymore. And the fact that I had welcomed the age of 60 as being a chance to start over with a life, with a chapter in my life that I was really excited about and thought I was doing better and could look forward to this. And then I discovered that I wasn't. And that was kind of upsetting to me as well. So I'm on this journey. I'm excited for it. And I'm happy to report back on anything. Still trying the weight loss journey, which I'm hoping this is part of it and helps me succeed with that. And I have opted to tell my story about why I need trauma therapy on my Facebook page. And that will come out later. I want to do it sort of in chapters. I have to think this through. One of the big things is that it's my story. So I can't and don't want to insert a lot of names in it. So it has to be somewhat anonymous. Otherwise it becomes their story. Or I'm blaming somebody, and honestly, there's enough of that to go around. None of these people came to where they came to on their own either. So
That's being very fair.
it's a lot of patterns that have to be broken for a lot of people, but I can't do that for anyone but myself.
Exactly.
So I kind of want to mix things up a little bit because this is all related,
Okay.
at least to a certain degree. The quote for the day, and I said I was going to mix it up,
Oh, you are?
Yep.
Yes, you are.
said, "It has been said that time heals all wounds," and I don't agree. The wounds remain. Time, the mind, protecting its sanity, covers them with some scar tissue, and the pain lessens, but it is never gone. And that is Rose Kennedy.
Oh.
And I find that to be very true in I may be extra emotional, I may be extra impacted, but things happen to you and you carry them with you for your life. And even if you don't say mourn the loss of somebody, but someone in your life that impacted you.
Yeah.
And maybe this is for you a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but you're going on this path in this direction and something happens and you go this way and something happens and you go this way. And you make these choices all the time that will impact the rest of your life. So then I want to do the Bee Gees connection because this is funny.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is really funny and I can't wait to tell Max about the rest of it.
Maybe you'll have to just watch the video.
Yeah, maybe, maybe. So I was going to do a connection with John Glenn with Barry Gibb,
John Glenn?
astronaut.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And he said, no, do John Wayne. And I'm like, okay, I'll see what I can find. So John Wayne, real name Marion Robert Morrison. Most people know who he is. He's an old Western actor.
Singer. No, he didn't
He
sing.
didn't
Not,
sing.
I'm mixing him up.
He was supposed to do, that's funny, he was supposed to do a singing cowboy role. And it ended up going to Gene Autry, who
Of
was
course.
a singing cowboy.
Yeah, yeah.
John Wayne, this is another little tidbit that I read about him that I thought was really funny. So he was a big guy, right? He was like 6'4".
Yeah.
He wasn't a short man, but he had small feet in comparison to his height.
Really?
He still had big feet, like a size 10 or 11, but compared to his height, they were smallish. So he had kind of his normal walk was kind of odd.
So that wasn't a thing? That was
So the way he walked in the Westerns
Yeah.
was a carefully cultivated walk that he did to emulate what he thought cowboys and stuff walked like.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of funny because they said he had a bit of a dainty walk. And I'd hate to be the one to tell him he had a dainty walk.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things that comes out about him as you start to research John Wayne is who he liked and who he didn't like. It was really heavy into his likes and dislikes, and I'm not sure why his opinion mattered more than anybody else's, but that was kind of a big thing. Who who he disliked, at least initially, and for a long time, was Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
He
because he did a lot of those
he
spaghetti
didn't
westerns.
like the spaghetti westerns. He thought that they were cheesy, and he had his opinions on them, that was for sure, and he was very vocal. The thing about John Wayne is he was very vocal, which may be why it was so polarizing. Vera Ralston, who he thought was a really unprofessional actress. Kim Darby, who was the little girl in True Grit. He couldn't stand her. He didn't like Marlon Brando. He didn't like Frank Sinatra, and I'll come back to that in a minute. He didn't like Clark Gable. He hated Gene Hackman.
What?
Because he didn't think Gene Hackman played heroes the way he thought heroes should be portrayed. And you're like, okay. He got along really well with John Ford, who was a director. Mm-hmm. His best friend was Ward Bond.
I don't know that person.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Leave It to Beaver. He's the father in Leave It to Beaver. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Maureen O'Hara, which I thought was kind of funny because she seems a little less conservative. James Arness and Dean Martin.
Did you not like these people?
He liked these people.
Oh, he liked
Dean Martin
them.
was one of his favorite people.
Okay.
His reason for not liking Frank Sinatra, and they became friends much, much later on, was Frank Sinatra was against when they outed people, the communist thing in Hollywood, blacklisting people.
Yep.
Frank Sinatra was really against that. Frank Sinatra had his own flaws too, but he was this really sort of liberal character in a lot of how he lived his life. So I'm surprised that Dean Martin was friends with John Wayne from the get-go, but they did do their westerns together. And he was really good friends with James Arness, which of course, he was in Gunsmoke. And his brother was Peter Graves, and they were both from St. Paul. So Peter Graves was in Mission Impossible.
Yep.
And if you start to look that up, and a connection between them and Barry Gibb, there's this Peter Graves Orchestra. And Peter Graves being this great trombonist, and he worked with the Bee Gees on like Guilty, the album with Barbra Streisand, and a whole bunch of other projects. And I'm going along, and at the bottom it says, "This is not Peter Graves, the actor." And I'm like, oh my gosh, I did all this, and it's not the right person.
Oh my God.
So I don't have a connection to Peter Graves.
Right.
Directly to Peter Gibb, or to Peter Gibb.
Very good.
To Barry Gibb.
Okay.
But what I do have is the connection that has existed for a long time, and that was John Wayne and Dean Martin being very good friends.
Yes.
And then John Wayne would be on the Dean Martin shows, and Andy Gibb was on the holiday specials with Dean Martin. And so there is a connection. I was so excited. It wasn't the one I wanted. There is the Clint Eastwood connection, even though he didn't like him. That was through Ray Charles. Ray Charles, Clint Eastwood, piano, Play Misty, all that.
Yes, play Misty for me.
They were good friends, and of course Ray Charles has performed with Barry Gibb. So all roads lead to Rome, no matter what, even if I picked the wrong person to dig into.
Well,
but I thought that was interesting too.
You did it.
I thought it was funny.
It is.
Like, how far wrong could I go?
Nah.
But that leads me to, do you have your phone that I can use? Because mine's all hooked up here.
Sure.
And it is about hate.
Is it Maggie?
It's about promoting hate.
Oh.
Can you look up the thing that Hunter Biden said?
Oh, yeah.
That was the premise of my
posted it.
show and why I changed gears. Regardless of your politics, regardless of your view on politicians.
I thought it was very classy.
It is very classy. It came from a voice that you didn't expect to hear it from.
Yep.
From a guy who has every reason to be bitter, and he's not.
There you go.
And what he said, and I'm sorry because I can't access my own phone.
My phone works.
Relationships are complex. We can genuinely like someone as a person, but fundamentally disagree with their views. So that was how that started, not from Hunter, but from someone else. And what Hunter said is, when I heard about Senator Graham's death last night, the first thing I thought about was not all the things he said and did in service of Donald Trump. I thought of the time before Donald Trump when he was a brother to Senator John McCain. A time when senators from different parties could fight about politics and still be friends. A time when a conservative Republican from South Carolina could say of my father, if you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, you've got a problem. He's the nicest person I've ever met in politics, as good a man as God ever created. That is the Senator Graham I will remember today, not because I have forgotten what came after, because in that memory there is hope. Hope for a country where brothers can fight like hell over policy and still share a meal, and a laugh, and the loss of the people they love. I choose to remember the time before Trump because I believe in an America after Trump. And as much as we have decided not to talk about politics, and I still don't, but I can talk about the man. And Trump has said some of the most divisive things, and people who don't agree with it, that is your choice. There is always a choice, and that's the thing. You can choose to hate. You can choose to walk away. You can choose to like in spite of. But the things that come out of your mouth are your choice.
Yes.
How you deal with that is your choice. I am learning how to deal with some things better. But I have never in my life reached a point where I hated someone so much I wanted them dead.
Right.
When I read, when Charlie Kirk died, was assassinated, it was horrible. I think the things that people said in celebration of that man's death were horrible. The things people are saying about Lindsey Graham are horrible. I didn't care for him. I did in the past.
Right.
Thought he was one of the more middle of the road, and he made a choice to kind of go another direction. John McCain. I am not a Republican,
I like John.
and I liked John
I
McCain.
did.
I didn't have big problems with Mitt Romney. There are others that I liked, and I think because when you see the world as a whole, or even the U.S. as a whole, there are always things that no matter what side you're on, you're going to like and you're going to dislike about your party. You can't go wholeheartedly into something like that. But I think we are in a time where we decided it's okay to openly hate, to publicize how much we hate, and to criticize and just belittle and bemean people and demean them. And again, Hunter Biden, I think, has every right to be an angry man. They've just
Raked him over the
him over the coals, exposed every wrongdoing. Is that fair? I don't know. Those were his choices, and he has to suffer the consequences of them. But drug addiction is an illness as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He did some other things. I would never expose that about a friend. I would never expose that about an enemy. You want to discuss policies? That's fine. There's things I agree with, things I don't agree with. But there's few people, if any, that I would really ream out publicly because I just don't think it's the right thing. And that's my opinion.
Oh, I try to learn from you.
Well, I'm not a perfect being. Absolutely. I try really hard
Ear close.
to not, I am not, but I don't think that it serves any purpose to be insulting and hurtful.
Right.
And when Rose Kennedy talks about these wounds that never heal, that's for a lot of people. And if you're that person that makes fun of other people publicly, or if you're that person who says what people do with their lives is completely wrong, unless they're hurting other people, you're the one wounding, even if you don't agree with what they do. I follow a guy on Twitter, and he's a gym guy. He's very fit, and he likes to go after men who ridicule overweight women.
Oh.
Particularly women who are going to the gym and trying their best to do a healthier route for themselves. And then someone announced that they were leaving his Facebook page. It wasn't announced. It was more like, I'm leaving because of the profanity. It wasn't, you swear too much, I hate you. It wasn't anything like that.
Oh, okay.
This person just said, there's too much profanity here. That's why I'm leaving. And everybody jumped on her, and I thought, here you are, All of you are here supporting this guy who is supporting women. And then a woman who just says, and maybe they asked her why she was leaving and it posted it. I don't know how it works. That's all she said. She didn't say he's junk. He didn't say he's a horrible person because he swears. She made a declaration, and whether she was really gone or not, I don't know. I didn't dig that deep. But it's like we all pick our camps
Yeah.
of who we're going to protect, whether it's family, friends. Some people are don't pick on the handicapped. And other people are like, they say the R word all the time. Some people are very open and inclusive and, don't be a racist. And other people are saying every racist name that they can think of. You have your camp.
Yeah.
You can have your camp, but why do you have to do these things publicly just to hurt somebody else?
I agree.
How do you live with that?
That's a good question right there. No.
How do you justify that that's okay?
Right.
And so that's where I'm at right now. How do you lessen the pain for others?
Right.
You don't have to fix their problems. You don't have to accept their problems as your own.
Right.
But can you just, when it's appropriate, keep your mouth shut?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you are within people who are like-minded with you and you want to say your stuff, whatever that is, I guess, go ahead. But I don't see where you have to do it online. We pick all these public forums to show how big and tough we are, maybe. I don't know.
It's anonymous.
A lot of the
even
public-
that it's not anonymous, but you're behind this wall.
I find it disheartening, but I will always do my part, or what I think is my part, and call that out when I can, when it seems to make sense to me. I'm not the word police, but man, I saw there's somebody else on Twitter that I follow that I like a lot, but he did say something about Lindsey Graham this morning, and I didn't care for it, so I didn't like it, but I didn't comment on it. I went past it, and I was thinking about it. And someone else came and ripped him and called him names, and I'm like, so what did he say that was worse than what you just said? You want better, you want people to do better, be better. Give them a better example.
Yeah. And you do that because I have changed the way I approach things
I think there's
by your example. Because I'm not always, sometimes and it's said, and then I think about it and like, even like my sister, I felt so bad because I got upset about something. And she called me at that moment and I had to call her back and say, I'm sorry, that was not okay. And it was not. She wasn't calling me for anything like that.
Oh,
She was just calling me. And so
you really got her good.
I said, no, that was not okay. I'm sorry I did that, but
It's good. People make mistakes. We all make
I
mistakes.
did make a mistake.
To stand up and apologize for it and accept that responsibility is a good thing.
Yeah, but it would have been better if I hadn't have said it, so I wouldn't have to
But-
apologize.
Yeah,
so.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, we need to be kinder to each other.
And if you can't be kind, at least just go away.
Yeah, yep. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all.
Yeah,
Thumper's theory.
My mom used to say that how wrong it was to pick on people who can't change the things that you're picking on them about. And it goes as far as you shouldn't pick on anybody, but when people have things that aren't ideal about them, maybe they don't have the perfect face, maybe they don't have the perfect body, maybe they don't have a lot of money and they're wearing the same clothes every day.
You just don't know their story.
You don't know somebody else's story. You don't get to pick on them. You don't get to make them feel like less of a human being.
Nope.
Well, you can, but you shouldn't. And I think it speaks a lot about your character if you do.
Yeah. I think in the end, it hurts you to
Absolutely.
have that in you, you know. So
If you exist in anger and hate, what does that make you? A person who searches out more anger and hate. And why would you want that?
I used to be really judgy
Really?
when I was younger.
I would never have believed that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I don't like this. So I'm just like, no, I gotta change that. I don't want to be that person.
I always feel like I was always the odd kid out because I've just never in my memory banks do I ever remember a point that I was mean to people.
I don't think I was mean. I was just internally, you know, I didn't like call people names or call them out on their whatever physical problem or physical something. But, you know, I just felt like I was in my head judgy.
So that was it like lifestyle things about people or their choices about how they were living their life that you didn't agree with? And I'm not asking you to run yourself over.
I don't even know. You know, if somebody wore something that I thought was like way off the cuff, you know, or something. It was stupid. Stupid stuff.
So, and you'll know who I'm talking about, even though I'm not going to say their name.
Okay.
We did know someone who would say things about overweight people and the way that they dressed. Was extremely racist, even though they would say that they weren't. Picked on people who didn't follow like the regular path. Didn't like the way people colored their hair, or the jewelry they wore, or the way they spoke. It was like nobody was perfect except them. And I have a real issue with that. How dare you? What do you care? Do I think everybody dresses perfect? No, I certainly don't either.
I dress as far from perfect as I can.
But sometimes at my size, I'm limited in choices, but whatever. But if someone who has a bit of a bigger belly wants to wear a short shirt, shut up. Let them. It's not your problem.
Exactly.
That's it. It's not your problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't look at them.
Yeah. If that makes somebody feel good, more to it. Yeah.
And it's not even, maybe they're confident
Yeah.
and you aren't.
Yeah.
So that might be part of the problem. So that tipped me off. I could never go on Facebook and you go, yay, Lindsey Graham is dead. I think that's an awful, awful thing. They had friends and family who loved him. Charlie Kirk obviously had a lot of family who loved him and a lot of relationships that were really strong. People cared about him. And to celebrate that publicly is grotesque. Everybody deserves better than that. And I think you have ways of being happier, because I think we're a very disgruntled society.
Right now, yeah.
Don't do it. Don't buy into it.
I just try to find other things to focus on. Just to be happy, you know. It's like I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to go do something else,
Sure.
you know.
Spend 15 minutes a day doing something that makes you happy. And that's all about you. Because if you want attention, be confident. People will notice you. And they will because you're somebody who stands out. But stand out for the right reasons.
I stand out with my clumsiness.
Well,
Ta-da! I planned that.
well, I do that too. And so I'm working on confidence. I'm working on being more positive. I sometimes say things that I shouldn't, so I have to work on that. Ooh, wait, while we
Have
chat.
you ever heard of the 4 agreements?
No.
Okay, let me find it.
Am I signing a contract with myself?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
No.
No, I'm not. Are we taking up? Is this the Boy Scout sign? Is there a Girl
Oh,
Scout
no,
sign?
no,
I
no.
don't know.
No, it's just a...
Am I pledging
It's
something?
the 4 agreements. I can never find what I'm...
While Darcy's searching,
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
to me. Talk to me.
Talk among
Let's.
yourselves.
We're gonna talk about music a little bit more. Going forward. If not on the podcast, I'm picking grit off the tablecloth. If not on the podcast, then online. Battle of the Bands, and it's not even the Battle of the Bands. I don't ever like to hear what you don't like about a band. I always want to hear what your favorite is. And I've gone and followed some of these other influencers, I guess, that promote music or go through the nostalgia of some music. And they talk a lot about what you hate. Tell me the one artist you don't like. Tell me, I don't want to hear that. I always want to hear what you like. If you don't like something, don't like it. That's great. That's more power to you. There's plenty of artists that are not on my top 10 list. But I want to hear what you like. And so that'll be coming up soon. Yeah. And now Darcy live, the 4 agreements. Go ahead.
Yeah, the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and I'm not sure if I did that or not. But this is based on ancient Toltec wisdom.
Excuse me?
Toltec?
I don't know what that is.
It's a culture at one point.
Okay,
so
look that up, people.
One of them is to be impeccable with your word. But the one that I really like is, well, there's 2 of them that I really like. No, 3. No, all of them are really good.
Oh my gosh, Darcy.
So be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. That'll help you so much. So many people, it's like you don't even know if they said anything or not, but you're taking it, It's not, another thing I heard is it's none of your business what anybody thinks about you. It really isn't. Don't make assumptions and always do your best. That's it. That's pretty good. I mean, if you do those 4 things, that's really easy to remember.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't make assumptions about other people, but I do take everything personally.
Yep. It's none of your business. I have to tell myself that. If it's something like, I'm not going to get into specifics, but then in my head, I tell myself, none of my business. It's none of my business what they think.
I tend to follow, well, I don't do it all the time. When I start sliding into a bad depression is when I start to take everything personally. Otherwise, I'm like, to each his own.
Right.
You don't like me, you don't like me.
Right.
So, I hope to get help with that too, and that'll be good.
Well, a lot of it is just you don't know what they're really thinking. It's almost a... Unless you know what they're thinking.
You know what a smart person would say? If they're saying bad things about me, what do I care? Then I probably don't really want to associate with them. And I've always been that person that said, oh, well, I know they're talking bad about me, and that's real. That's a real situation. And I go, but I'll just let it go. I'll forgive it and move on. Nobody asked me to forgive them. I chose to do that.
That's for
But
you.
And I did it for me. But then I would keep hanging around with them, and that
Well, that you got to know.
was
Move on
not
from that.
smart.
Yeah.
Because you kind of wallow in things, and that is definitely me.
Yeah. You don't want... That's not good.
Keep touching my speaker.
That's not good.
So in upcoming episodes, we want to go back to more gardening tips from Darcy.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to work on making supports for my tomatoes and peppers out of sticks. So that will be fun.
Okay. We're going to stick with the Bee Gees connections. We're going to stick with the quote. We'll probably come back a little bit to between the charity things.
Yeah.
Because I like that. And of course, we're going to get to that time of year again. And we're already at that time of year again. It's kind of all around the whole year.
More so towards winter.
Yeah, but when you look at gas prices and you look at food prices, and Max and I have decided to go back to the food budget that we did last February.
Yeah?
Yep. As a more permanent thing. It really helped us eat better.
The more you can do less process, the better.
Yeah, yeah.
Because all that processing is just not good.
We were talking about that. And Max grew up eating lunch meat, and we had it in the house, but I would eat bologna once in a while, but that was not my favorite thing.
No, that's a squashed hot dog.
Well, you fry it. It's like a grilled hot dog, kind of.
Yeah.
So, but I don't recommend it to anybody. So, that's my
There we are.
really, really long hot take on hate. Just another 4-letter word.
Yeah. We all just need to be nice to each other.
She's touching me.
Love you.
That crosses the line for being nice.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we agree. So,
You know I'm a hugger.
I know everybody's hugger but me. We were never forced to hug anybody as a child.
I never forced my kids to hug. Never. In fact, one time somebody that was a friend of my child's father had to give a hug. And I'm like, and I looked at him and I said, no, I looked at my kid and I said, you don't have to.
No.
You don't have to. Oh no, give me a hug. And then push with his beer all over him. And I'm like, didn't want a hug.
No,
I respect that.
you should never force physical contact. You're pushing particularly children into a position they may not be comfortable with.
Exactly.
And what you're telling them is what someone else wants is more important than
Right.
how they feel.
Even
And
my
that's-
grandkids give Nana a hug, and I'm like, if they want to, I said, I'm not. If they don't want to right now, that's okay. You know, so
There are other ways to say you love someone.
bump.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a hug. And I stand firmly on that mound.
Yep.
Nope, don't do it.
Yep.
Anyways,
Y'all
positive.
have a great day.
Yep.
Stay cool.
The suicide information will be posted as always.
Yeah.
Now you can stay cool. Before that, you couldn't.
Okay.
All right, you guys, take care. Until next time.
Bye. She's still doing it. Nope.
Oh dear.
Maybe hold it down a little. It's not. Maybe it needs a new battery. Here, why don't I just get up and